Okay, just did my check-in with the tower that, of course, we call ground for whatever reason. Onto my third vehicle, which is the John Deere, my old favorite. I am liking the Komatsu a bit better now that I'm more familiar with. This morning's little jaunt was a pleasure. Other than I grabbed the wrong pocket because the other pocket, Van Dam, was blocked in. Got it sorted out, so I'll be doing a good chunk of the rest of this morning, and I think it's about 9:30, 10 o'clock now. Cleaning off the airfield. And then from there we hit the weekends during the daytime. Mind you, it's kind of funny because we get all the traffic trying to get into base, and we're not trying to get into their way. That crew's going to be on, but they're also down a couple of people. One via leave, and the other one, I think, didn't like doing the job anymore. I didn't get the full pictures on that. Imagine I would know what I worked with again in the bus section. One line is, like, doing stick, and this job isn't for everybody. I actually kind of enjoy it. And I also enjoy doing the bus or trucks in the summer. Change of pace. Bottom line is, my office is a cab vehicle I'm driving in. Unless I've got troops, more often than not, it's on my own. I'll play the podcast, Helen Stern, or audio books in my hearing aids, keep myself entertained. And other than that, enjoy the day. Mind you, when I get home, I got to take the dog out for a walk. I already mentioned that's more likely going to be in snowshoes. Only going to do one circuit. Probably take 2 or 3 to get the footpath beat back down to what it was. And that includes what was left of the melt we had. We've got Gary out here already with the plow. He's windrowing stuff up, but I already got word that it's starting to get too much for him to push. Fun fact that we normally do when we're hot swapping a lot of vehicles, because work tickets aren't always done up when we're leaving, we'll take photos of what our mileage is, and if it's in a loader, it's hours. If it's in a plow, it's kilometers. Since I've also got the blower, I've got to keep the hours on for that, make sure it's running. I didn't bother doing a full start on the auger blades. I'll do that once I'm out there. If I don't have the chainsaw death going on while I'm driving around the airfield. Yeah. Could have done with a bit more snow this winter, but I've got no control over the weather. I don't see anything really done up here. So he's got to be on the ramp. Or down by the fuel pumps. The snow is fairly light, not much weight to it, so it's not bad, but it does drift like crazy. Much of this morning was keeping that in check, making sure we don't block the intersections. Other than that, where we at? 4 minutes right now. All right. For the indoor workouts, I have picked up a bit more kettlebells. I'm not going full on to see how far I can take that yet. I still have some minor points on my CNS, central nervous system, and impingements to sort out. But everything is feeling a lot more natural now. There's less of a pressing need to sleep. Whoa, bit of drifts. Like I've gotten in the habit the last few years sleeping on my back. It allows my hips and legs nowhere near to have a good enough angle. Whereas as a side sleeper, I tend to have my legs curled. And not too long, stuff tightens up. just realized, John Deere with the joystick control knobs, I've got built-in muscle memory for the Komatsu, different levers. And luckily I've got enough time in the John Deere that it's not really a problem. Although I got to figure out how high I want this seat. Until then, on the airfield, we've got to call them into the towers. They're not open today, so we've got free reign. Have to make sure we don't break any of the lights. They cost tens of thousands of dollars. And plus you got your FADO, final approach and takeoff area, compass swing, foxtrot, POL, and then the ramp. And that's where Gary should be at right now. When drawing up to what his limit is, and then I'll take it, blow it, however many passes. And there he is.
Hey Mike, it's Gary.
Yeah, go ahead.
Up the ramp here, please.
Yeah, that's where I'm heading to. Any particular end you want me to start at?
Well, I guess you're in close to you anyway. Just below us so you can plow better.
Roger that. Okay, so because of the volume of snow, we've got two plows out here on the ramp, which is normal. But it's getting too much. And little tricks we do is we take the wing plow and we'll raise it just to cut the top of what's being pushed over by the plows. But then you've got to... Alright, let me turn... Alright, they're set up, and I am absolutely keeping an eye on them. Go through startup. Oh yeah. There we go. Got a good start. Let's get the RPMs up. There we go, 2,500. And they're going ahead of me. Different joystick, and I can't see when it's in front of me. There, I got him now. Turn it around so it faces the front. There's a side chute I can use on this. Really needed for this portion yet. Just got to make sure that I don't bump my arms on the loader with my wrist, because my hands are pushed forward. Ooh, there we go, a little bit slower. And then we just keep going back and forth. I got the plows that you might be able to see coming straight for me. They'll swing out and around and then come back up. Gary will probably over the radio ask me to use the side chute, which pushes it out further. Or he won't. And unfortunately, you can't go too fast here. Keep an eye on the left. I know I've got a bit of spillage out there, but the plows with the wing plow will fix that up. I'm just more worried about on the right, where I got a higher amount of snow. But I am wondering if I lost a shear pit, because I'm hearing the RPM go down, but I'm not really seeing it go down that far on my tachometer. Seems to be working. And I'll keep it at the 2100 zone. Right now. Looking in the rearview mirrors at the plows, they're quite content to clean up my spill. Kind of cool that I'm now considered one of the more experienced on the blower. Gary, of course, is a SME on it. Komatsu has become my default vehicle when I'm on shift, because I'm, again, one of the better ones with it. Plows are pretty solid for me. Yay! JCB, I suspect, will always be a pain in the ass. Just the way the seat setup is.
Tower, this is range control mobile 1.
I thought they said lower there.
Mobile 1, permission to move from white down red to blue. I need to do some, or bring a gentleman around to do some picture taking of the farmer's field.
Control tower is not open, so you can proceed on the field unrestricted. Just be advised our power bringing up the field.
Mobile 1, thanks.
Got a corner coming up. This thing doesn't turn that well on corners. Considering the front end's only on skid plates. Idea where the windrow is right now. Oh. Something's coming up my works. There we go. Right here. I didn't bother shutting it down. Since they're doing the back and forth, I'll come back in behind them. Hold on. Gary, you want me to wait or come down on another pass behind you?
Another pass is getting too steep.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Always good to check. Now, while I get this rotated around again. And start it up. Should be Dimmy, our army guy with us. The only thing I don't like about recordings is I can't really hear myself for background noise, music in the aid. I'm also going a bit faster than normal here, just because it is light. Any heavier than this, I'd be breaking shear pins. Spillage off the sides, despite the size of it. And then once they get down to the last bit, I'll do the side discharge instead of the chute. It's starting to slow down. Not as much talking, but in my defense, I am paying attention to what I'm doing. Not that you're watching what's going on in front. So I'll sum this one up soon. Steph stayed home. Sarah, I'm pretty sure, didn't have a bus this morning. Depending on when the snow stops tomorrow, she might take another day off. Already got an email. They gave warnings about it. Some of the bases on reduced manning, but a lot of the bases, especially ones that need to park, like the Strats 408, they're not using their overflow parking lot. So with the amount of snow we got here, we've got vehicles that are going to be in the way and causing us issues. Being able to clear out those parking lots. Alright, time to empty out the blower so I can raise it. Okay, sorry, got lost in track. I'm watching them do their thing, and I forgot that I was recording. You have a good day.